Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, emotional, and coaching related paradigm. We try to do that as often as we can. We've got over 675 audios available for your listening pleasure in a variety of topics. This can be helpful for folks that are trying to find answers to life challenging situations. It can be interesting for people who are looking to connect on a deeper emotional level. And at the end of the day, if that's you, if you're looking to improve your life in any number of ways, socially, psychologically, emotionally, or whatever, you can reach out. Would love to be of service to you in 2021 and beyond. There's a couple ways to reach out. You can go on Twitter at PO Perception, or you can reach out through the About Me section on this particular YouTube page. Either way will get you either in touch with me or a member of my team to be able to connect on a deeper level. That can be helpful if you're looking to start a coaching relationship and would love to serve you if that is the case. In any event, this particular audio might be difficult for some, and that is talking about childhood depression. A lot of times, now especially more than ever with more children under emotional pressure than ever before. Even in comparison to when I was graduating high school, I think the mental illness and mental health challenges related for this generation are significantly more than they were 20 years ago. And I fear that it'll only get worse over time. There's a million reasons for that, but that's for another audio. In any event, if you're dealing with a child that has depression, certainly getting them help holistically and from multiple sources, be that a coach, be that a counselor, be that a psychologist, psychiatrist, be that a minister or other religious worker, if faith is a big part of your household, is super important. Don't put your child's fate in the hands of one person. Build a team so that they feel they're part of a team, and also things become easier for them in a daily basis. And so moodiness is a big part of childhood and teenage depression. Obviously, this is hard to diagnose because obviously the rep is as a child becomes a preteen and teenager, the thought is they're going to have moodiness because of hormonal changes. But you know your kid better than anyone, or should. And so if you notice that the mood changes are erratic and they happen on a dime and they aren't necessarily tied connectedly to the idea of maybe something like, where is this going? What's coming next? What do I need to know? And you can't necessarily, and I'm not saying predict as in like you're Nostradamus, but if you can't anticipate the mood stylings of your child, there's a good chance that they're dealing with some sort of emotional upset and or depression on a continual basis, because generally children have markers that their emotions will change for certain reasons. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that's a guarantee, but at the end of the day, most parents and caregivers can usually predict how a child is going to feel and behave. The next is a child shows a decrease in energy. Now, this could be something as simple as doing repetitive tasks like watching TV or sleeping a lot. This could be they were previously socially engaged and they no longer are willing to do that. This can be they're talking about or vocalizing, I'm tired, I'm sore, I'm stiff, body aches, and other signs of just, agedness. In other words, hey, you're young, you shouldn't necessarily feel that way or whatever. Obviously, if we rule out health-related challenges, the next step is there a mental or emotional issue going on? The next is things that they found fun before they no longer do. So social isolation can be a big part of that, but also withdrawal from favorite activities or activities that usually allow expression of creativity or self-expression. With that, the more rapid that withdrawal is and the more emotional that withdrawal is, the bigger the potential challenge may be. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that every kid who doesn't want to play the piano and they used to like it has an issue, but if this is prolonged over several weeks to several months, there may be an emotional issue at hand. The next is, are they changing how they eat or sleep? Patterns, no matter the age of a person, whether they be a young child, in other words, a preteen or a teenager or an adult, if there's changes in the circadian rhythm patterns like sleeping and eating that are extreme or that are very rapid or that fluctuate on a great deal or in a great deal, this can be problematic. And so at the end of the day, there's a lot of challenges that come down to um, you know some issues that relate to how to balance all of that out. If you see changes that aren't specific, if you see changes that are rapid and or um, you know they go to a place that's not necessarily predictable, or they go to a place that isn't easy to understand how to move forward. There are challenges that come with that, and you need to watch for the rapidness of change. It's not necessarily that kids can't change, but if they're making a lot of rapid changes without um, any sort of pattern to them, that's an issue. Obviously, if they're always sad or they become extremely withdrawn socially and emotionally, or they become extremely quiet and introverted where they used to be extroverted, or they become extremely extroverted where they used to be introverted, forced extroversion is another sign of depression because they're trying to force themselves to fit in. And while that may be good to push boundaries and learn where your boundaries are, doing that continually can be a sign that they don't like who they are. They're dealing with mental and emotional challenges, and so they are forcing themselves to be something that they're not just to try to fit in. Obviously, the next one here is if you see a reduction in grades or a reduction in behavior that's positive in a learning environment. This can be everything from bullying to withdrawing from social activities to not doing homework, not completing projects, avoiding things that they know they need to do, and things are becoming harder and harder. They're acting out, maybe for attention. You're getting a lot of complaints from a teacher or educator where you weren't before. All of these are signs that there may be something emotionally going on. And then obviously the last one is a reduction and or experience of friendlessness or social ostracization, isolation. If your child is experiencing any of these things, building a team for them is one of the most important things you can do. I encourage you on your journey in that way. Please feel free to reach out if I can be of help in any way in that regard. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.